Before we begin, product provided by Untold Tales. What do you get when you take golf and put it in a post-apocalyptic wasteland? You get Golf Club Wasteland. I'm serious. I mean, I never thought it would actually be possible. Oh, we better give props to MegaNG Studio and Fmod. Okay, we get it. Headphones are required for the ultimate experience. After the Great Ecological Catastrophe, the ultra-rich moved to Tesla's city on Mars. Now citizens of Mars take charter flights to Earth and play golf in the ruins of civilization. This is Golf Club Wasteland. Let's check our settings first. You have inverted aim, play intro, subtitles, sensitivity. You also have your options, your graphics, your language, the controls, zoom, and the credits. Alright, let's get started. Welcome to Wasteland. I ran to the restricted area where the taxi ship landed.
Hello all you Martians out there. It's your turn, Bigfoot Soul, with a bit of that old world flavor. You're tuned to Radio Nostalgia from Mars. Breathe easy, kick back, and reminisce.
This is one weird game, I'll tell you that.
All I know is that we shouldn't be sad when we think of the road ahead. Take my hand.
Seriously, radioactivity. Usually a group would arrive.
I know we won't get lost.
Use the right stick to move the camera. Zoom in and out with the L and R buttons. A hole-in-one! Outskirts of Alphavale. It became my habit to watch them play from behind the fence. Oh goody, water hazards. What kind of game is this? Oh, that's nice. You unlock new diary entries. Hazy dreams. They wore protective suits, like giant insects with jetpacks. You can have options. You have story mode, challenge mode, and iron mode. Let's do story mode. Yeah, there's even a challenge mode where you have to do it under a certain number of holes, like in real golf. Oh, come on! Seriously, how did I get a hole-in-one like that? A new diary entry. Burned bridges. Once they spotted me and tried to hunt me down. Here's my bigger question. How did this all happen? Okay, that's good enough. That's a nice on. Seriously, this game is just full of surprises. Oh, that's pretty nice. New entry. No one knows the way. I guess they thought I was contaminated. Dangerous. What? Okay. Yeah, this whole thing. Seriously, what the hell? In a post-apocalyptic wasteland, of all things. Come on, don't fall. Okay, that's a bit better. But seriously. How is this game going to expect you to have to do this in like a certain amount of holes? Oh no.
Nostalgia from Mars. Wow, what a way to start the show. Anna Churchin would take my hand, her sublime take on our wonderful project called Humanity. Beautiful. Plenty more to come into Soul's show, a show packed with stories and music to remind ourselves.
Containers with contraband. But this was strange. This one he played alone.
Our first caller for the show calls it like it is, and was, a hard-hitting look back at the last days on Earth from the perspective of a shrewd businessman and loving father. Stories, memories, the good old days, original sources.
Oh no.
Tales, hope, inspiration, drama.
Nostalgia from Mars.
I worked in oil, brokering gasoline to be exact. It's a strange business, probably not like you would actually imagine it to be. My day started something like this. I check Reuters.
Are you kidding me?
Sheets. See if there's been a change in the fundamentals. See if the spread's up or down. And then when the clock strikes go, I'm on the phone. I could be calling some commercial shop in Bumble, Kansas, where little old Sue loves to know how my daughter's doing. Or I could be trying to get into the head of a powerful Russian who knows the world wants his.
Finally got the thing out of there.
That's when the psychology kicks in, and I go to work. If they pick up the phone, they're mine. That's the game. I started when I was 29, 30. My boss was a coked-up, perma-tanned moron who was wasted by lunch. More money than sense. Screaming at waiters because, you don't drink gin out of a glass like that. And Caesar salad is supposed to have 8 pieces. 8 pieces of chicken, you...
Yacht was at a party, so I followed him.
His favorite insult is coming from a guy who was 5 foot nothing.
Oh goody, you bring in the water hazards. That's nice.
24/7.
Thankfully it's story mode, so I don't have to worry about any
traveled a lot.
restrictions.
Meeting clients all over the world. The Amazon, the Gulf, Siberia, Central Asia, the States, Singapore, everywhere. Looking back, I can't claim that I ever would recommend that life, nor can I claim that I was ever really happy doing it. But it was fun. I mean, talk about your share of moments. There was this one girl, some strange mix of Algiers and Paris, with some sprinkle of Havana, a dancer, naturally. So pretty. She'd turn a priest's head or give a nun a... Sometimes I wonder what happened to her.
Yeah, that's a water hazard.
But we all had the same feeling. This can't last. And sure enough, we were right.
Damn
You
it!
couldn't drink the water. Then you couldn't eat the crops. And pretty soon, we wouldn't be able to breathe the air. I remember looking at Emmy and wondering what kind of a future would she have. So I decided to do something about it. The Mars project was Plan B for planet Earth, which was most evidently... The family and I had already put down roots in Tesla City by the time the Great Catastrophe really hit. The corporation knew my contacts in the world of drilling and refining would be useful, so I adapted my skills to something more practical.
Come on, have it land straight.
All that keeps this little planet running. Mining those Martian chemicals for the battery banks. Martian cement for the buildings.
Yes!
My pure little Emma has a future. When somebody sits down and writes this all up for the history books, it might just be men like me they'll be hailing as heroes. It's men like me who saved humanity. Men like me who took us further than we ever dreamed.
Oh no, I'm not skipping this.
Radio nostalgia from Mars.
Some pretty heavy stuff. Reminds us that all
Katiowa in the hills.
but we're
Let me
all
tell you my
now
story.
and remain creatures of the world.
More!
You're a tight beam to radio nostalgia from Mars. Music.
Seriously, humanity abandoned Earth to make head for Mars? No, no, no. Damn it! That was the dumbest thing I could ever do. And it falls into a water hazard again. Thank you. All right, now it's in our sights. Jeez Louise, this game. Coofed that ideology. A few years ago, the weather became severe. Okay, that's a bit of a rough spot, but alright. That was not. Great, it's in the sand hazard. Screw using the pipe. I improvise. Finally, made it in the hole. Neon. Starvation and epidemics spread. Yep, and a sand hazard, of course. Are you kidding me? All right. No, no. Aw, come on. All right, made it in. Migrant Motel. We were without food, and the water made us sick. Who is that? No, seriously, who is that? Perfect. Now we don't have to worry about harassing the cow.
Your home away from home. Radio nostalgia from Mars.
Creatures of the world. Now that the tractor takes us back. Stefan Milenkovic, pining for blue skies, house musing on the games we play.
Yes, I share your frustration.
Further notice, there is a moratorium on all team leaders playing card and board games with their teams, following an
Really?
incident over a game of Monopoly in Section C. All senior section team leaders will convene for emergency counseling and anger management courses. Until then, there'll be no
Really?
section
Board game people going nuts over Monopoly? Ishmael and the albino giraffe. A privileged few escaped to Mars.
Teams are encouraged to take advantage of the half ration special on OMAS, the delicious and relaxing drink that takes the edge off of everything. Our next
In case of
episode
apocalypse style,
takes us
1-800
to
help
the
us God.
Food, smells, sensuality, blue skies, and sings us a personal song to remember.
Histoire, mémoire, le bon vieux temps, source originale, fable authentique, espoir, inspiration, drame, musique, radio
Giraffe?
de Mars.
I have nightmares. I'm happy to be alive, but I knew many who deserved to live more than I did.
Is that the voice of Sombra?
A radio program about nostalgia, not guilt. I've been nostalgic since I was 20, when I left Havana. In Europe, I felt different. Each country has its own
Okay, God damn it.
accent. Where I come from, the smell of the ocean, mango, bananas, coconut, mama's food, ropa vieja de la abuelita, el con gris, la yuca con mojito. The most
Ay, Dios
beautiful
mío.
icon, the smell of my street when the rain falls. All of that make me into the person I am. So when I left, I grew stronger. I experienced the world, but forever stayed incomplete.
Guess that means I gotta find a way to head drop down.
Now
my
I'm double
God.
nostalgic. We were full of
Hmm?
life, laughing on warm nights under blue sky.
Hold on, I'll be right back. Oh, wait.
The air filled with
No,
the
no, no,
smell
no.
of sweat from dancing with
I'll be right back.
playing from an apartment. Now the only way I can feel this scent is by singing. ¿Cómo fue? No sé decirte cómo fue. No sé explicarme qué pasó, pero de ti me enamoré. Fue una luz que iluminó todo mi ser. Tu risa como manantial llenó mi vida de inquietud. Fueron tus ojos o tu boca, fueron tus manos o tu voz. Fue a lo mejor la impaciencia.
Okay, I'm back.
de tanto esperar. Tu
And now we found a way to get in there. Because if we're gonna get the hole, we have to do it from the underground.
No sé decirte cómo fue,
Ay, Sombra.
explicarme qué pasó.
Yeah, I just heard the voice actress for Sombra in this game.
Me enamoré.
Слушайте, Radio Nostalgia Samats.
Thank you, young
And there's
man,
like
for
35 levels.
reminds us that life is about so much more than just base survival. Well, living in has been challenging, and here's a song that pokes a little fun at living in cramped quarters. Needs no introduction.
Are you kidding?
All you want
It's a classic. Take a moment, relax, and remember with radio nostalgia from Mars.
WC. My mother gave birth to an albino baby. Me.
A Russian and an American work together in space. A very different sight from the Cold War arms race. Whether Kubrick or Tarkovsky, Solaris or 2001, Melville or Dostoevsky, Yasin or Jack London, two astronauts argued about art, values and international relations.
Let me restart this. What is with this world?
Don't get me started on Stalin and your talent to suffer under Tsars, my friend. Your history is long. You also inflicted scars.
Nice. Yeah. New diary entry. Elevator to nowhere. She died soon after the Great Catastrophe.
They speak in two tongues, but still for hours they talk. The same oxygen in their lungs, the same thrill on their space wall.
Now I wonder what exactly happened here.
Я скучаю по утреннему кофе в Москве. Сказал российский космонавт. Makes my dog like in the sunrise. Said the American astronaut. Я скучаю по жене и дому. Сказал российский космонавт. Also miss my wife and just like Charlie the astronaut. Two astronauts argued about art. That is an international.
All right, let's see what it hits.
Two astronauts.
Nah, gotta avoid that. Let the play.
Как светит солнце, свет Бога, как прекрасна голубая земля. Говорится, гей из Роскосмоса, Твин-Ди.
Oh, that's pretty brilliant. You bashed right through the window.
With home, on an on a mission.
Oh, that is so dumb.
Two astronauts argued about
Yeah, because the electricity.
an international relation. Two astronauts argued.
Ah.
Two astronauts argued about art. That is an international.
Seriously, how difficult is this? Seriously, how frustrating can this golf game can be?
Muzika iz starih dobrih dana. Radio nostalgija sa Marsa.
Finally!
Church in there and arguably the first interplanetary hit, Two Astronauts, an anthem to the Great Evacuation, and certainly one of our most popular requests. Speaking of requests, please follow Habitat Protocols. for
Okay, that can
sanitation.
do.
No liquids other than bodily in the main bin, including pee. Some of you don't like it, but all water is recycled, so pee into the funnel installed next to your toilet, please.
That's disgusting.
Speaking of pee and poop, we recently welcomed our first official little Martian to the colony, And our next caller, Sophia, tells us what it's like to be a new mother on Mars.
I'm so happy we moved to Mars. It was a project I funded from the very beginning. I knew it had potential and I trusted the amazing team working on it. As angel investors, my husband and I got early placements in the ARC ship. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to further human survival in our solar system. Speaking of the human project, I have some exciting news. Just a week ago, we welcomed our baby boy into the world. Words cannot express how overjoyed we are at welcoming little Maxim. Putting him to bed reminds me of my parents. From our window here in Tesla City, we can see the Earth, tiny enough to fit in Maxim's hand. It pains me that my child might never experience the beauty of my home.
Come on, how hard is this?
The nature, coastline, the old lighthouse, and the food, the house.
Good.
Friends, our evening parties, full of life compared to this barren, rugged terrain. I send my little Martian to sleep with a lullaby my mother sang for me. Thanks to these songs, I'm able to retain, at least on a rudimentary level, my mother tongue. She sang like this. Shushti, shushti, vamos solis, por
Okay. Finally. Finally, what an ordeal that was. Aphrodite with a selfie stick. I live with a pack of dogs, feeding on cats, rats, and bugs.
Thank you, Sophia, for that uplifting news and beautiful song. Life always finds a way. Just as precious as a new life is the water that sustains it. You may have noticed that it doesn't rain here on Mars, so another friendly reminder that showers are strictly limited to 30 seconds each, with no exceptions.
30 seconds?
Corporate is looking into extending this time frame, but is meeting resistance from Section BC, who want lab rat urine to be excluded from the water recycling program, which would actually reduce allocated shower times to 27 seconds. Want to say in this? Join our sectional weekly meetings and vote while sipping on a relaxing tube of OMAS. Feels good, as it should.
Radio nostalgia from Mars.
What kind of world is this?
High speed on the Autobahn,
Seriously.
like spaceship goes around the sun. A diver's breath in a deep blue
Like it's
sea.
trying to find a way to get into the pipe.
Bubbles like your thoughts of me. Make up sex on Sunday's day. Like an airplane on a runaway. Melts like ice cream in the sun.
It's as if no matter what I do, it always ends the same way.
Like a desperate man taking his chance. Quick as you set your first dance. Keep your eyes open and don't you blink. You miss the boat before it sinks. Slide passes quickly, life bursts like a bomb.
Seriously, that's the reason I gotta lower the music all the way down.
Hold it close and don't waste your breath. The time will come when nothing is left. 'Cause life passes quickly. It flies by. spaceship blows through around the sun. Like a tiger's breath in the deep blue
Well,
sea.
so much for that idea.
Passes like your thoughts of me. Make up six on Sunday's day. Like an airplane on a runaway.
What in the world?
Smells like ice cream in the sun. Doesn't fool anyone. Like a desperate man taking his chance. Quick as they said your first dance. Keep your eyes open and don't you blink.
Come on.
Miss the boat before it sinks. Slide passes quickly like bursts like a bomb. Like a child in the morning, it will soon become. So hold it close and don't waste your breath. The time will come when nothing is left. 'Cause life passes quickly. It flies by.
You're home away from home. Radio nostalgia from Mars.
Life passes quickly indeed. Another blast from the past, reminding us to savor each moment as it flies by. Speaking of savoring things, the Health and Well-being Department would like us to remind you that the popping and fizzing noise your dried food makes when you're adding water is perfectly normal and does not mean it has gone off or is contaminated. The Health and Wellbeing Department would also like to take this moment to remind you to take your bone density pills twice a week now, as it was discovered
The original
dose
twice a
is
week?
a factor of 2. Right, on with the show. Music and dancing have always been a mainstay of stress relief and letting go. Our next caller, Merva, recalls her teenage clubbing days with vivid memories of awkward first kisses and a life-altering club experience.
Good.
A philosophical epiphany.
Welsmer on the balcony. Hadn't seen a human face for years.
Original sources, authentic to you. Hope, inspiration, drama. Radio nostalgia from Mars.
So, when I was a kid in Vienna, in high school, we used to learn all the German poets, like Best Friends, Goethe and Schiller. But the first poet that actually spoke to me was Heinrich Heine.
Are you serious right now?
Heine's poems by heart that are now buried somewhere deep in my mind. But one passage about burning books stuck with me. Yes, even till today. So, just to fast forward to college, just a couple of years before the Great Catastrophe, I was walking around Berlin with
Reset the level.
friends coming from a house party. Phew, I still remember that apartment smelling of potatoes. Yes, because we always made hummus and drank schnapps before heading out. Yeah. And after that, I remember passing by Alexanderplatz on that very, very hot night. And next to me was a guy I liked. We kissed before, but I can't say I really remember that. Probably from all the drinking, or maybe he was just a bad kisser. But I can still feel this sticky, sweaty, and very ambivalent feeling of us holding hands. Yeah, anyways, we popped some pills and entered our techno church that, well, now when I think back, I visited more often than my college. And I remember the beat in my chest.
Oh,
and
wow.
these young bodies moving in this industrial space. I used to love dancing and counting beats in techno songs, but one song was very strange. It just went repetition, 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 and then this female vocal would creep out of nowhere. And then suddenly I felt very dizzy, so I sat on the ground and held my knees closely to my chest. It was some sort of like protective instinct. I was like an animal. And I felt cold sweat dripping down my neck. Ugh. And I'm sure my guy thought I was completely crazy. And then out of nowhere, The Heine lines clearly came to me. I sat there motionless, surrounded by the ugly, hypnotic...
Seriously, what does it take for me to reach the other end?
And no effort to recall Heine's lines. They were just there, planted in my head. Wilde, düstere Zeiten dröhnen heran und der Prophet...
It means you have to go all the way around to the other end of the building while not falling down on the... Falling down?
So erschrecklicher, dass die älteren johannischen Tiersymbole dagegen nur sanfte
17 out of 19 strokes.
Die Götter verhüllen ihr Antlitz aus Mitleid mit den Menschenkindern, ihren langjährigen Pfleglingen und vielleicht zugleich auch aus Besorgnis über das eigene Schicksal. And yeah, 2 years later, I ended up here, on Mars.
It does bring back memories of university days and sweaty club nights. Earthly hedonism at its finest. For the record, corporate does not endorse or advocate the use of psychedelic drugs, and reminds you, dear listeners, that Class A drugs are just as illegal here on Mars as they were on Earth. Okay, disclaimer out of the way, we actually have a surprise for Mirva. We tracked down that weird song in her head and dug it out of the archives for all to hear. Grab a tube of OMAS and enjoy the ride while sipping on pure calm.
The deepest tunes, the warmest memories. Radio nostalgia from Mars.
Still a miss. Really, what does it take for me to take the shot? Finally, made the shot on the other side. Nope. The game is a lie. Or is it a Portal 2 reference? I don't know. Wow, I'm actually making it. That would have been much more better. That was beautiful. Beautiful shot. I don't know if I can go on. That's the thing. Squirrels of Alphaville. Until I stumbled upon a group hitting an orange ball. So the park leaves all now count as water hazards. Squirrels. They can sometimes be our own worst enemies. least I don't have to deal with the squirrels. Really? I'm being real damn dumb, you know? Again. Not again. Come on! Yes! How can golf be this annoying? Okay, so it's like this, and then... I don't need a skip. Honestly, if I could keep going, it would drive me insane.
You're listening to Radio Nostalgia from Mars.
Well, what can I say? No wonder that song got into her head. But with a little help from some friends, she pulled through. Another thing that can get into
Yes!
is living conditions here on Mars. Life up here on Mars can get a bit overwhelming at times, so along with the soothing OMAS drink, no stress, no fuss, it bears mentioning that wellness counseling is mandatory for all team members, regardless of rank or tenure.
Skyscraper hopping. These hazmat-clad Martians were collecting samples.
All conversations are monitored and recorded for security reasons.
Really?
And you must have your
Skyscrapers?
access pass visible at all times. Okay, time for another story. Our last caller puts us all
What
short
is this?
Francesco, who tells a haunting tale of his last days on Earth as the Great Catastrophe kicked into high gear.
Stories, memories, the good old days, original sources, authentic tales, hope, inspiration, drama.
And suppose I make one mistake. It's a long way down.
It was an extremely humid summer. My parents would not let me out because of the floods in Italy. My father went outside. He was working in the greenhouse on the vineyard, and my mother was a doctor. She really had fairy tales to me. I was very small, but I remember many days when our neighbors would gather at our house and make plans. It rained heavily at night. They would only say to me, "Powerful people want to take my great-great-grandfather's land." But one image stuck in my memory. It was daybreak. I woke up and I could faintly hear in the dark, "Oh, Gorizia, tu sei maledetta." Only later I understood the history behind this song.
Guess I'll have to try even higher.
My father and mother, rifles in their hands. My father was crying and singing. I was at the door of the house. My mother turned and smiled at me, but it was a mysterious, confident smile. Cara moglie che tu non sei.
There is no way I'm gonna make this shot.
Raccomando ai compagni vicini di tenervi da conto ai bambini che io muoio col suo nome nel cuore.
Honestly, this is all making it
Of
depressing.
course, I had no idea where they were buried.
Wait, what's the bird doing? Thanks! Seriously, I can't stomach this. This stuff's too depressing. Okay, I think I know what I have to do.
Mars mission. In a way, the people who killed my parents found me in Italy and recruited me.
Yikes!
I can say. It is ironic, no?
Digito Pamin. But along the way, they were also golfing and hunting.
I cannot say I'm free here on Mars. They took my semen this morning for the population increase program. Here, on Mars, often in the middle of the night, I hear my parents saying,
I'm sorry. I want to keep going, but Jesus, game. This game's too much. I'm going to end it by saying that you have to unlock a lot of these files, because some of these have a lot of entries that really make you wonder what happened. And some of these are nuts. There's no way I'm going to unlock them all. Jeez Louise, this is too much. I will say with certainty, this game just... As much as I enjoyed this golf game, the story is just depressing. It just really is. I'm gonna end it here because honestly, I don't think I can handle it. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, it means a lot. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. I'll see you next time. Jeez, this is already a pain. But you got an idea what this game is. This isn't just story mode, so you can just play without restrictions. But the challenge mode, that's when the real trouble starts. This is MegamanNG signing off. Peace out. I need a heavy drink. This is too much.